Hello, everybody. My name is Justin Hickman. I'm with Vertispan. Today is Monday, July 24th. For anybody that's watching on YouTube at a later date, today I'm just going to kind of chill with the stream, do some code cleanups, add some Java doc, things like that. So mostly just in the IDE, not a lot of talking. So if you're watching this, you can either just use it for ambiance background music, or you can just actually watch the coding happen. But like I said, probably not going to talk much throughout this stream. Not sure how long I'm going to stream for, maybe a couple of hours until lunchtime. So we'll just see. So let me go ahead and switch over. I'll cut my camera and my mic here in a little bit. But before we do that, let's just recap some of the things that we did since I didn't stream last week. I was up in Maine, Acadia Forest, just enjoying the fog and the smoke from Canada fires. But it's kind of unfortunate. We reserved spots on Cadillac Mountain to watch the sunrise, but both days we had severe humidity and fog, so dangerous driving conditions. So ended up not leaving the hotel to actually go up on top of the mountain. But I am ready to go again. A little bit of a recharge. So last week, or the week before the last stream, we played around with the alpha picker. Or no, color picker, sorry. We already had the alpha picker. And this was like our first composite widget to be able to combine both the HSV picker and the hue picker. And I am just going to do some code cleanups, make sure that we fix some of the stuff. Like for example, this morning I decided to change the constructor so that the red, green, blue, and alpha actually go through the setters, because if you recall, each one of these I was using a constrain method to make sure that the value was constrained to values that we recognize. Just code reuse on that. Probably can create some unit tests. We'll just see how today goes. Eventually we're going to get back to creating like a drop-down menu, a button, maybe even maintain most recent colors that we've selected, things like that. I don't know. We'll just see what we do from there. But let me go ahead and turn up the background music, and this is Stream Beats official playlist for lo-fi. So shouldn't get any copyright violations, even though Twitch seems to like to copyright even that stuff. So we'll just see. So enjoy. And this is one of the reasons why I want to document some of this, is because I cannot recall what the valid values are for the hue. I think it's 0 through 360. How do I... Maybe I should put this up in this Java doc. Yeah, 359. I think I did 360. But yeah, it is the same as 0. You're right. So let me cut the mic and enjoy the music. Yeah, and feel free to talk in chat. I will turn back the other microphone and respond as necessary. Yeah, for some of this stuff, I like to run coverage on it just to make sure that we hit all of this stuff. And I don't really care about the toString. This is just for debugging purposes. Anytime I'm ever wanting like a specific type of string, I make a special method. I never use the toString method as any form of canonicalization. So if I wanted like a get RGB value or get web value, I would have a separate method for those instead of utilizing the toString. I think doing it this way is a little bit cleaner API wise. So fun fact, simple binary encoding Java implementation also only uses toString for debugging, since it would be pretty inefficient to actually use toString for encoding, right? I think I might have seen that previously in like a, I don't know, was that in the Josh Block book? I don't know, but I don't really like using toString for canonicalization. Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I really hate using toString because then somebody adds a field or something just auto-generates. Okay, so we're all good. That was weird. I have no idea why my laptop went black. But I guess we're back online. I was doing some updates earlier. Wonder if that has anything to do with it. So the active. Okay, so I didn't miss any chat. Okay, cool. Does look like I need a toString, or not a toString. Equals and a hash code for the HSV. All right, so let's go ahead and test that as well. I always like to have, for any of these data types, equals and hash code, because if they're ever used in like a hash map or something like that. I have no idea what happened. I think because of the fact that it's on my my external monitor, and my machine went crazy for a bit. So I'm just gonna have to debug this on stream. My mic's gonna cut here in a second because I'm gonna switch to some of my nested scenes. Alright. There we go. All good again. Alright, cool. So I don't see a test with a comment on a line like that. Yeah, okay. So I was basically just checking hash codes for objects that are equal. I just make sure that technically I could do the same. But it's not necessarily true that two objects that are not equal, they're not necessarily going to have not equal hash codes. You could have the same hash code on two non-equal objects. But the odds, because of how I implemented the hash code using the object hash, yeah, right here, it's very unlikely that these particular values are going to be an equal value. And it does look like I need to test the constraints on the other side. I didn't test the saturation and the view or value constraints. I mean, technically these are basically going to be the same thing. Oh, thanks for the other follow. I'm not Cosmic the Great. All right. How are we doing today? Need to change your username? Yeah, it's not terrible. Not Cosmic the Great. And maybe I'll do this a little bit different. Might come back to that later. Set saturation. It's Lord Cosmic. Okay. I'm just doing some code cleanup on the color picker widget that I've been creating in the last few streams. Just making sure that all of the constraints and everything is rock solid, because whenever you're writing software like open source, you want to make sure that you're not allowing for bugs in the API. So like right now, I'm just making sure that my color classes, like my HSV and my RGB classes, actually constrain to valid values. And of course, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. I can just do 0.2 for each one. Set saturation, V, and then assert equals. V val gets saturation, just making sure that, I mean, I can change this to something a little bit more specific, maybe even tenths, but it's really not necessary. Just to get a good sample. Accidentally deleted one of the versions, but thankfully, oh, sorry, I am working on a Python Discord bot. Oh. Yeah, I haven't really looked at any of the Discord APIs. So how's that going? I did write a some tools for Twitch moderation a few years back. I never published that though. That was enjoyable, playing around with the IRC connectivity, but I did mine in Java. All right, let's make sure that that still tests out. Is it? Do they have connections for Java, or is it just like Python? Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. Well, that should work. I mean, it's returning a an int, so it should be the same. It's kind of weird. What kind of, I mean, you said a bot. Anything in particular, like being able to like auto moderate or other things? I'm not sure what kind of bot we're talking about. It could be like a Streamlabs type moderator. Is that what you're doing? Yeah, I might just copy this instead of being fancy. Just for moderation, personal server, but it would have some other stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, those are always fun projects. Actually, no, that's fine. Yeah, probably don't need to worry about refactoring unit tests. All right, that works. I don't think there's really much else to do with the HSV. I mean, I definitely can check these static builders, but I don't think that's really necessary. This is IntelliJ. IntelliJ IDEA. I think they have a pretty good Python support for that, even with the community edition, I think. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've used the community edition. I don't remember what is available. Oh, is it? PyCharm. Yeah, I think majority of them are built specifically off of IntelliJ, and they're just basically plugins using the same application container, so to speak. All right, for this one, I'm basically just gonna copy my test that I had here. Similar things. Kind of would be nice. Yeah, I might actually do that for this one. This is gonna be the constraint helper. Because I do need to test these individually. Ooh, Notepad++. Ugh. I know a lot of people that use Notepad for development. I really never understood that. Yeah, I mean, create a Git repository on GitHub, or, I mean, if you want to do the Atlassian Bitbucket approach, that's always a possibility too, and you can at least get your repository on a remote place. I think they do private repos for non-paid now, don't they, on GitHub? I'm not sure. I remember for a while they were only allowing you to do private repos on paid. That's the alpha stuff after. Yeah, I really don't know much about Notepad++, I guess. I know TextPad and TextMate and all of those. I mean, I went from the early 2000s with, and late 90s with Vim and Emacs. That was my go-to, but that was whenever I was a Perl developer. You'll see what I'm doing here in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to have a by consumer with an RGB and an integer. This is going to be our setter. And then I'm going to have a function RGB to integer getter. And I guess it's not accept. What is it? Apply. There we go. So then if I'm testing red, I should be able to test constraint helper. And my setter is going to be RGB integer. And this is going to be RGB set red. I can call this red, I guess. And then this is going to return get red. Cool. I guess I need to just replace that. Cool. That'll work. So then I can use this for all three. So then I would be able to basically, I really don't need to do the individual constraints here. Red, green, blue. I know that I said that I wasn't going to talk much on the stream. All right. So we know that the constraints are going to be 0 to 255. Oh, I switched variable names in my head. I like Perl. I wasn't paying attention to chat. Man, I loved Perl back in the day. There was like the whole West Side Story Jets versus Sharks with Python versus Perl. Of course, it appears that Python won that battle. I'm not bitter. I stopped writing in. I don't think I can write Perl again. All right, so then setter accept, and I'm going to do something that's like 256 and assert equals 255. I guess I can't remember what I did as my constraint, and I can do that again for something crazy high like that. I also like Groovy, which is a Java JVM platform language. Oh, Groovy. I know that Colin probably despises it a little bit. It's one of my favorites. There's nothing wrong with using it. Groovy is really nice. It gets its job done. Did I have a no arg constructor for HSV? It doesn't look like it. Does it really make sense to have a no arg constructor? May not make sense for a no arg constructor. Groovy makes Python look usable. Ah, screw Python. I always hated the biggest thing that I hated about Python was Scopes based on white space. Hated scoping on white space. Immutable? I don't know. Possibly. I don't know if I'm doing anything that's mutating the value. I might even in my it's possible in my my mind went blank. My widgets, my components that I created, I don't think I'm setting the values of the existing instance. I think I might be constructing new instances every single time something were to change. Yeah, immutable might be good, but maybe I'll do that at a later date, because I'm only planning on streaming for another hour or so. Just making sure that all of the methods actually have some tests, some decent coverage, because I also have all of this other crap that I need to deal with, at least for the code cleanup. Because I know that there are other places in code that I'm kind of doing things in a weird way. Immutable matters a bit less in my experience on the client. On the server, forcing simple objects like that. Always consistent. Oh, for sure. I know that, especially whenever you're dealing with thread safety. That's why I like languages like Clojure, not the Clojure, the Clojure. Yes, it's a very lispy language, but one of those languages that maintains thread safety through immutability. So that whenever you're like doing the list manipulation, it's actually returning a new copy instead of, it's not exactly a copy, it's a little bit safer than that memory wise, but it works out pretty well. Then you don't ever have to worry about mutating in the middle of a different thread call. And let's just do 555. And let's do val2. And what else did I do in my HSV for the equals and hash code? Looks like I tested it with null, and that's basically for, where's my equals? Here it is. Basically for this and this. Oh, I guess I can do the same as well. Because I think assert same doesn't equal, doesn't it? Or does it, how does it do that? How does it do assert same? Yeah, it uses that, so it never actually calls the equals method. So that's why I can't use assert same, and that would make zero sense. But calling the equals method, passing itself in, it does make sense in this particular case, because we can always do like val2 equals val1, and then check this and make sure that they're equal, even though the reference is the same. All right, so then val one and null, And then val 2 set red. Let me set blue. I don't care. 2. And of course, that would have to change if I were to make this immutable. All right, cool. So I still need to deal with alpha. Pop quiz. If you make a thread like this in Groovy, what will happen? Yeah, you know, it's been a while since I've actually written in Groovy. I've been focused mainly on Gwt for the last 5-10 years. Oh, new thread. Printline hello world start. Well, if that's your whole script, it won't print anything. It'll just exit before it has the ability to print. I'm assuming that's what you're thinking of. Okay. Yeah, I cannot recall what the constructor. I mean, you're passing in. Yeah, I cannot recall. That's one of those things that I would have to look up. I didn't do a lot of thread stuff. Okay. So what's the answer? All right, I'm gonna have to test this out. Hold on. So let's Groovy console here. Let's test this out. New thread. So this is a runnable. Let's see, how does that work in Groovy? It's been a while since I've done this. Print line. Hi. Start. I mean, Isn't that what you're expecting? I mean, that's the same thing. Isn't it? Hold on. I haven't opened up Chrome yet. Hold on. Let me open up Chrome. Yeah, it's been so long since I've looked at this. All right, back here. Having to refresh my memory. It's been so long since I've looked at this. Yeah, see, and that's the way I've always done it. You don't have to have the parents like that. So why wouldn't you do it this way? That's the way I've always done it. That's why I wrote it this way. I am not sure because I've never done it that way. I've never done the anonymous closures the same way you do the lambdas in Java. Yeah, all of my uses have ever been like this. But yeah, I don't know why it doesn't fail. That I can't answer. I think it's probably something to do with the Lexer parser that, because like this is probably somewhat valid in certain places, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it's creating a variable called this as the argument, or because you have something here, it's like, I can't answer that. But I would have written it the correct way the first time. Right? Isn't that how it works? Oh, come on. Groovy doesn't suck. The developer that writes it incorrectly does. Well, yeah, I'm like really out of touch with Groovy. I haven't done it in years. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to sit down in a Groovy interview right now. Just give me like a few days to reacquaint myself with the syntax. And I would be able to at least interview on it. All right, let's see if that works. Yeah, that is weird. I cannot answer it. Just let me write it down. And I'll get back to you. I mean, you should be able to basically do the same sort of thing without the thread. Where's my... Do I have my console still? Ruby consoles, here we are. let's open that back up. So if I have like a runnable foo equals I mean, technically I don't need a G string there. Ooh, what is going on? Yeah, I'm probably gonna get some serious frame drops or something soon. Did not like me opening up this Groovy console. Alright, looks like it's doing it. Alright, so let's run that. Alright, so that works. I'm gonna do the don't work first, just to make sure that if we get something after, I guess I could always do print line after, just to make sure that it actually executes. I know this has nothing to do with the stream, but this is always fun to do. I do like G strings. I wish, wasn't there like a proposal in Java to support something similar to G strings at one point? Basically like a template type mechanism, like in the core. That is not running at all. See, I guess that's the reason why it was a little bit different with the thread, because it was creating a new thread and there was an issue on that thread. But the program was still able to execute. Yeah, so that's not even working now. If I were to do my foo run first, ugh, why does it have to do this whole recompile thing? Yeah, I'm gonna backburner that. That's kind of interesting. I'd love to get onto a project where I can write Groovy again. If you remember, back whenever we were working at Sencha together, the original implementation that I did for the theme builder for GXT, I actually used Groovy for that. And then you're like, oh, Groovy. Yeah, you do remember. Then you ended up, and honestly, the solution that we came up with after, where you converted it into your own Java CC stuff, that actually was a lot better, because we were able to regenerate a theme in runtime rather than actually having to execute some sort of generator for it. So yeah, I mean, that works out pretty well, and that still doesn't work. So let me get back to you. It looks like it just fails completely, and I don't want to run this again because it keeps freezing up my computer. I don't know why. I think the latest version of IntelliJ is a little heavy, because my mouse and stuff will just lock up occasionally. I think we're done with the RGB class. Let me just rerun the... Nope, alpha's not working. Did I not constrain the alpha? I did not constrain the alpha, and this is why we write unit tests, folks. All right, let me do that real quick. There we go. That was pretty easy. Basically, I can do this because I know that the only place that the double one is being called is from the alpha, and we don't have to worry about anything on this one. They're private methods. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so that takes care of our alpha constraint. So good thing that I wrote my unit test because I wasn't actually constraining anything. So I think what I'm going to do, let me go ahead and kill this coverage to get rid of all of that color coding on the lines. Let me redo this. I can probably have a similar Java doc on this. And of course, that one's one inclusive. Yeah, it's probably good enough for now. We can always repair Java doc later. And of course, setting all of the Java doc on the methods would be beneficial as well. Make sure that we can see readily available what the constraints are. That's fine. I could put some extra methods in here for like public HSV to HSV. It's pretty simple, just some convenience methods, and vice versa with the HSV side, public RGB to RGB. And we can probably clean up our color utility. Right now I have everything as package private. That way I wasn't using anything or making it available. I could probably make it available. I don't know. A lot of these formulas were grabbed from that one website that I showed on the last stream. And we can probably do... wonder, is there a has... No, there's a has waves effect. Has waves element. as value. I like the idea of having like a as web value. And that'll most likely be a string. Yeah, I forgot that there's no commas in there. Just as an example, I think that would work out pretty well, because then I would be able to have like my RGB implement as web value, and then I can implement that. So if, see, and this is where it gets kind of weird, like if get alpha is less than 1, then we should probably do like an RGB instead of an RGBA. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that, but that's fine. Let me open up that RGB test again. Let's go ahead and test this to string, or to web value, I should say. Of course, that needs to be removed. Put there. All right, that works for me. And we'll probably want to do the same sort of thing with the HSV. Of course, this is going to be a little bit different because I don't think there is an HSV. I know that there's a HSL. Lightness is a little bit different. Yeah, there is an HSL. Would that be too bad? Yeah, I mean, this shouldn't be terrible to convert from HSV to HSL. I need the function though. It's not the HSV that I'm thinking of. Did I do the same over here? Looks like I did the hue correctly. Oh wait, that's RGB. Yeah. And this is so the value and saturation are both 0 to 1. I always hated Pearl Golf. essentially what this is. HSV to HSL. So you have the HSV, then the L is the V minus V times S divided by 2. Yeah, let's try this out. Might as well. Probably would have made sense to have. Does it make sense to have an HSL class? Yeah, probably. How did I do the color util for these? So I was going from HSV to RGB. Color to, yeah, that's fine. And there's no alpha in HSV. Yeah, ugh, didn't want to have to do that today. Maybe I'll do most of this off screen. I can at least, oh, HSL. There's an HSVA. Oh, is there? I don't think so. HSLA. Yeah, I'm trying to not use anything that is legacy. I mean, there's a lot of like math color kind of stuff, which is, oh, that's deprecated, never mind. Ignore that. There is a HSL, but I don't see any HSV stuff in the browser. Okay, so that's an alias for HSL. But it does accept alpha in here, right? Optional alpha value, but it's after like a slash, which is weird syntax. Why? I might support alpha. I don't know. But let's go ahead and just create an HSL, and this is going to extend color. Implements has web value, and for the most part it's going to be very similar to this. Yeah, I think it would be the safest. If we were to get for the web value, we basically do like color util to HSL, this, get web value. And we'll do the formulas for that here in a little bit. I could just do like HSV dot get hue, HSV dot get saturation, and then some sort of lightness. Oh, don't know why I was thinking the string. Yeah, like I said, I'll do most of the implementation off screen, off the other stream. I'm just wanting to have something for the other time being. Let me just do that. Oh, I don't know why I did that. And then I'll do the other constraints and stuff later. So here, and I guess I don't need to worry about the HSLA. So then here I can do an append, get hue, and then a space after that. Get saturation. Like, how is that done? Looks like it's a percentage. So I need to do I don't like masking variables, so I'm going to change that. And that was masking a field. And that's going to be percent. And yes, we will probably incorporate alpha in here. Create a smaller code space on RGB this way. What do you mean? Oh, right. Right. And this is going to be HSL 128, 50%, 50%. And HSV web value. Because of the fact that we have to kind of convert to, I mean, we could always convert that to RGB or anything else that we have. I didn't have to do HSL. I don't know. It just seemed like the right approach for that since it was so similar. Hey, how the hell did that work? Oh wait, that's the wrong test. That's why it worked. I didn't run the code. That's... What? Did that work? It's because my hard-coded value in here just so happened to be the same hard-coded value that I used in the test. All right. I didn't actually do the math. It's like, wow, that worked. All right. So yeah, that shouldn't work. All right, but it does look like it is going through the proper code path. And in about 10 minutes, I'm going to wrap up the other stream. But maybe before that, we can take a look at the HSV to HSL. I'm just going to copy that. How did I do that before? HSV to RGB formula? Did I do formula? Rapid tables. This is where I was using it. All right, so because this is where I was getting all of my junk for the conversions previously. So color conversion. Let's see. Do they have one for HSL? HSV to RGB. No, it doesn't look like it. I mean, does it make sense to convert directly? I guess I'm not going to get it from this site. Let me just look at this one. So to HSL. Let's look at what they have here. I'm not completely familiar with that syntax. Oh, that's just a unary operator. So math.min, the lightness, or 1 minus lightness. And if m is 0, which would be false, it would be 0. Otherwise, it'll do that little bit of math. And this is for the saturation. So is the saturation not the same? Might have to play around with that. Yeah, I don't really get that. Oh, that's times. Where did I go wrong with this? So lightness is value times saturation. divided by 2. Okay. And this is basically doing if m not equal to 0, m is equal to HSV get value minus lightness divided by m. Otherwise it's 0. I don't know if that's correct. That doesn't seem right. But I'm not great with the color conversions here. See, yeah, that's -50. That's not gonna work. So lightness is 25. Did I just get that completely wrong? So if m is true or non-zero, it'll do value minus lightness. Oh, I forgot my parents here. %, and 25%. Is that right? I'm just curious. So what did we start out with? 128.5.5. 50%, 50%. It's going to be 128.30. Nope, that is not right. So I guess I can plug in those numbers. May want to do a different site just to make sure. So this is 34% and 37%. I'm just going to go to a random site. So HSV is going to be 128. Wait, did that do percentages? Yeah, so 128, 50, 50. Nope. How do I get that? 128, 50%. Do I do 0.5? Is that just not valid? Maybe this tool just doesn't work. Let me just do it from DuckDuckGo. HSV 128. 50%, 50%. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, here we go. Convert. HSL 3338, so that's even a different. I think it's just a matter of rounding in some of these formulas, but it's still definitely not the same. So let's take a look at this again. So the base of the code based on formulas on this wiki, which is Wikipedia. I think I did look here as well. Given that hue and saturation 0 to 1, value is 0 to 1. So if we have this, then the HSL hue is going to be that. So that's just pass through. The lightness is going to be value times 1 minus the saturation divided by 2. And I think I got that right. No, I have minus. Times 1 minus that. And then the saturation, so if L is 0 or L is 1, it's going to be 0. Otherwise, V minus L minus, or over min of L and 1 minus L. So L and 1 minus L, that's what this is. So then, see, this is if L is 0 or L is 1, then M is 0. So I could do that if lightness equals 0 or lightness equals 1. I mean, technically this is S, not M. So if that's true, then 0. Otherwise, V minus L divided by the min, which is the M. All right, let's see if that works. Debug. Let's rerun that. Ah, much closer. So this is actually matching the other website. So this is just based on rounding. Probably need a better example here. So this one rounded it to 34. I wonder if it's rounding or is it doing a floor on one of them? Because it looks like it might be doing a floor. And this is even that's wrong. It's slightly off. Well, let's put a breakpoint in here to see what the actual values are. 0.3, so that would be 33%, and 3, so that would be 38. Should I have the exact? I'm surprised it's not rounding, or yeah, that's not rounding. So I think it's because of this. Because I'm not doing a math round, I'm just casting it to int, which is probably doing a floor. Yeah, it's just gonna return. Is the best way to do that. What's wrong here? Oh, it's doing. I saw the D and thought it was a percent sign. Alright, don't need that breakpoint anymore. Let's see what this is. Alright, so that's correct. So I should be able to do an int value off of that, right? Does this have the same issue? Because that should be actually 38 with rounding, proper rounding. And that is not rounding. What does that return? Double. I could do an int now. So this is basically just doing my own poor man's rounding. Just do a, I guess I don't need to do a floor since I was already doing that, but that's fine. Basically doing a floor of adding 0.5. So if it's 1.5, it's going to add 0.5, which will be 2, and then it'll do a floor, and that'll just get 2. So that's essentially how that math works out. And that seems to work out just fine. That's probably unnecessary. I can do this. Because I'm doing that cast, that should still equate to a floor. Cool. All right, so yeah, I ended up doing a lot more talking than I was wanting to in this stream, but we did create an HSL object just so that we can get the web value of an HSV as HSL. So maybe off stream, I'm going to be working this afternoon. I'm going to incorporate alpha into HSL. I don't think does RG or HSV support an alpha in general. Yes, that's not the type of HSV that I'm talking about. HSV color. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ads. Yeah, maybe I'll re-review this stuff. It's been a long time since I've looked into the other color space. I'll see if HSV makes sense with an alpha. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have that as just an attribute, because it's just going to pass through. It's not going to do any kind of conversion calculations between HSL and RGB, etc. It's just going to delegate it as appropriately. So I don't even have the alpha on here, do I? No, I do not. I know that I said I would do this off stream, but I'll probably eat some lunch here in a little bit. We will overload this because the alpha is not going to be in here. All right, and then getter and setter for alpha. Rearrange the methods. Set alpha. This is going to constrain that one. And of course, I'm going to have to redo my toString. Doesn't look like there's a quick way to do that. There we go. That's good. All right, so then in my color util, obviously I'm going to be passing the HSV get alpha. And that means that I'm going to have to do the same thing over here. Didn't I have a constraint in here? How did I not? Oh yeah, that's right. I wasn't planning on doing that on stream. I'll add the other constraints in later. So if the alpha is less than 1, SB append space, and I think it's going to be slash, and it's going to be a percentage. So it's basically going to be this as well, int alpha. There we go. That wasn't too difficult. So then in the HSV test, I should be able to do HSV equals new HSV 128, 0.5, 0.5, and for the alpha 0.2. And then we should be able to assert equals. This is going to have a 20% alpha on that one. That did not work. 0%. And why is that? We got set alpha. Oh wait, value. Alpha. There we go. Good to have unit tests. All right, so what's problem now? Still 0%. Did I do something weird in here? Oh, there's the alpha. Yeah, let's breakpoint that. And we got the alpha as 0, so it's not getting delegated through. And why not? Oh wait, this is the first one, so I should continue with that one, right? Did I remove my breakpoint? No, I did not. We should be hitting this twice, right? Because the first time we really do have where is this web value? Yeah, so this, oh, it's failing on that one. Oh, duh. Alpha needs to be 100% by default. Didn't I do the same thing on RGB? That's because I did the constructor better over there. So yeah, that one should be 1 alpha. That's correct. And then the second time we have 0.2. Okay, so that should be correct that time. Yeah, it is. So yeah, that was my coding mistake, and that's why we should probably reuse constructors. So instead of doing this, we should do this hue, saturation, value, and then 1 as the default. Delegate through constructors so that we don't have those sorts of issues, giving that a reasonable default. Same way with this, we should do this hue, saturation, lightness, and then 100% alpha. Oh, I haven't been paying attention to chat. Yeah, you're removing precision there. Better. Oh, right. And I think I fixed that. Man, I wasn't paying attention to chat. Sorry about that, Colin. 100. So let me bring it up. 100 times 100 times 360. Oh, yeah, that's because of the precision. Yeah, you'd think. But that should work. I at least have that formula. Probably be nice to have a web value on RGB as well. And I do. Did I test that? I don't think I tested that. Oh, I did. Okay. Might be nice to get the hex value for these as well. I know that I have get web value, but it might be nice to get the hex for any of these. Maybe I can have an interface like has hex value, so that all of these can convert to hex. I don't know, but I think that's going to do it for me this morning. I'm going to grab some lunch, probably do a little bit more code cleanup. I don't know if I'm going to come back today, but the next time we stream, it'll probably be to didn't have my webcam on, probably to go ahead and create the color picker button so that we can actually have a little drop down. I'm not sure if we're going to have much more with that. I mean, I could just create this as a simple button, but we'll go ahead and see how that works out. So hope you enjoyed the stream, and we will see you soon. Thanks.